Here I have a coil unplugged ignition system where we have, it's a 2-wire system here where it uses a power, which is this one, and it uses a ground right here, and the ground goes through a transistor, which is this here, and it goes down and with the power, and then using the primary wiring connection, which goes down into the primary winding, where it starts winding around the coil, and where it goes through the secondary winding, and when it gets to the secondary winding, it goes down to the laminated iron core, which is this here, and then goes straight down all the way to the spark plug, where it ignites. And then right here I have another coil unplugged, but this one is, the difference of this one is, this one has 3 wires. This one's, which is going to be the ground here, and the same thing here is the power. And then it's going to have a separate wire that uses the transistor here, from where it's going to get its signal from ground, get our signal from the PCM, which is here, and it has another transistor here inside here, and it's the same thing. It gets its power, gets its ground, and then it gets the signal from the PCM, and it travels through here, and it goes through the primary winding to the transistor, and then it goes through the secondary, and then it goes to the laminated iron core, and then down to the spark plug again, and then where it ignites. Here we have the spark plug and the coil, and we're testing to see if it's giving a spark. So we have the coil and the spark connected together, and we have it grounded using the engine to see if there's a spark on the coil, a spark on the plug. Here we have a setup of our computer, which is like on our vehicle, and we have it connected to a spark plug. And we have a reading of our spark plug on here, and we have the readings here, and it's those arcs meanings, which is when it rises, it starts saturating, and then the long line across is where the time of the saturating starts, and then when it drops, it's where the magnetic field starts to collapse, and that's for the spark. So here we're going to be checking our power on our ignition coil. So we're going to be using this diagram to find which color the power is on our on our coil. So our color is the pink one, the pink and black. So we're going to back probe it, which we have right here, and we're going to use our DVOM, and our system voltage on that coil is 12.7. So now we're doing our path to the ground wire on the ignition coil. So we're going to be using this diagram, and we're going to use the black one, which is our ground. So now we go to our connector here, and we back probe the black wire, and then we have our DVOM connector, and that's the readings we get. And then when there's an open, you'll be getting this reading out of limits, and when there's a good connection to ground, we get that reading, a good connection reading.